time for a big game breakdown. As always, get up to SBR Odds and Sportsbook Review. Check out the rating guide. Make sure you're betting with a trustworthy shop. Game 6 tonight, ESPN. 5 o'clock Pacific Celtics and the Wizards. Home team, 9-0 straight up in this matchup. But the home teams trying to avoid elimination in the playoffs, 0-10 this postseason. Wizards 5, 216 the total. Game 1, 123, 111. Boston, Game 2, Celtics 1, 129, 119 in overtime. Washington 116 89 in Game 3, 121, 102 in Game 4, and 123 to 101 in Game 5. The Celtics had big offensive numbers in Game 4. They did it with defense early. Held the Wizards at 34% shooting in the first quarter. Got out fast, started to run. Transition points. Bradley shot the ball well, and fast break points were 15-0 Boston in the quarter. 3 layups and dunks, but also the 3-pointers too. And John Wall couldn't finish early. What'd you think of the run out? It caused for concern because I think Isaiah Thomas only had 5 points in the first half, and the Celtics still had a ton of points in a big lead, Teddy.
Well, yeah, and this is now 3 games in a row where the Celtics have effectively defended one of the tougher point guards in the NBA to defend. I mean, John Wall couldn't finish. 5 of 14 on 2-point shots, only 4 assists. Now, the 4 assists had more to do with his teammates missing shots in a series where basically any team that's been missing shots in the first quarter has been out of it. You know, we've had 1 competitive game out of the 4. But you say, what do I think of what we just saw? I saw something that Boston did in Game 5 they hadn't done all series. They really hadn't done all playoffs. The interior defense was there for the Celtics. They had 8 block shots in that ball game. And you look at the impact. You know, both teams made 23 shots in the paint. Both teams scored 46 points on those shots in the paint. But the Celtics did it on 12 fewer shots. They were 23 of 38 in the paint, whereas Washington 23 of 50 sub 500 shooting from close range. So that certainly gives you an idea of the impact that Boston's interior defense had, and that's defense that they're going to need to bring again tonight if they're going to close out this series in D.C.
All right, Scotty Brooks, when you give a good team transition points and breakaway points with nobody guarding you, going to be hard to keep up with them. We had no answer for those guys. We've done a pretty good job on their best player. Not a good enough job on those guys, end quote. Avery Bradley got many of those on fast break points. 25 points in the first half, 29 for the game. Brad Stevens, quote, I had no idea he had 25 at the half. I had no idea Isaiah had only 1 field goal until I looked at the stat sheet. We were making the right place. That's really all you're looking for. Thomas, 13 field goal attempts, but 9 assists. I guess that's how I've got to play. As a basketball player, you've got to read what the defense is giving you. I was trying to do whatever I could to win tonight, really, knowing they were getting a lot of pressure on me and putting 2-3 guys on me at all times. And there it is again, Teddy. The Washington Wizards bench, we're beating this to death, but it's worth repeating. They stink. Brooks, there's nothing he can do. Wall and Beal running out of gas as soon as Wall comes out. So as soon as he puts these, I mean, it's the same 3-4 guys. As soon as he puts Jennings, Oubre, and Bogdanovich out there, all hell breaks loose. Look at these numbers again.
Well, and I really thought that Mahinmi might be a difference maker for them. He got hurt just before the playoffs started. He's someone who was in Scott Brooks' regular rotation. He's another big body. They can give Marcin Gortat his regular rest. And with him and Smith, there was actually some flexibility. They could go large with a pair of 7-footers on the floor at any given time. Or they could have none of them on the floor and play a small ball lineup. However, Mahinmi hasn't been any better than the rest of that Wizards bench. And it's game in, game out. We talked about it from game 1. It has not changed. The Celtics supporting cast has been the difference. That's why Boston's up 3-2 in this series. And when it comes to those quotes from Brad Stevens and Isaiah Thomas, I mean, Isaiah, oh, I guess that's how I've got to play. Well, when you're getting double teamed, you know, it's okay to only have 13 field goal attempts. You know, when you're winning the game in blowout fashion, when you're up 20 after 1, you got to be comfortable and confident with that. And I think he is. And Isaiah, of course, when it comes to fourth quarter crunch time minutes, if we saw a competitive game in this series, he's someone you might have a level of confidence that would be able to put some of those shots in the basket, given a tight game in the fourth quarter. He's done it all year.
Hey, gang, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.